This is our summer cabin on the ranch. It does need a little bit of work. We can go down to Home Depot and patch it up here and there. We're out at the ranch. Let's see what Toyota dropped off for us this week. One of my favorite vehicles, a 2021 Toyota 4Runner, all decked out with all the options. That's why the starting price, which starts at $36,000, ended up being $42,000 in this case. That includes the roof rack. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Under $50,000, there are only two real off-road SUVs out there. This, the Jeep Wrangler, and three if you want to count the Ford Bronco that's coming out any month now. And I'm often asked which is better, the Wrangler or this 4Runner. We also tested the main competition for the 4Runner, the Jeep Wrangler. This one a Rubicon with a new diesel engine. We'll have a link for that video at the end of this video. Just click and watch. Or if you like off-roading in a Toyota truck, we also tested the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. A very rugged machine. We'll have a link for that video at the end of this video as well. If you want a really stout off-roader, we also did a test on this Ram 1500 TRX Hellcat. Over 700 horsepower, around 95,000 bucks, and 7 to 11 miles to the gallon. If you win the lottery, this is what you should be getting. We don't have a link for this at the end of the video, but you can find it on our channel, along with 427 other videos. Go for it. Watch them all. On one side, the Jeep Wranglers received a lot of upgrades over the past couple decades, getting larger engines, more gears in the transmission, better suspension. They put a lot of money in developing it, and it's paid off. This, on the other hand, I don't think anything's changed in, what's it been, like 15 years? Maybe a couple of updates on the entertainment system, and I think they have a new dashboard. Other than that, it's pretty much the same old 4Runner we've seen for over a decade. Now, whether that's a good thing or bad thing, well, let's see. We still get the same 270 horsepower 6-cylinder engine, the fuel economy rate 16 to 19 mpg. But it is very, very reliable. These things just seem to run forever if you take care of them. That's certainly a positive feature. On the transmission, the Wrangler gets an 8-speed automatic. I think that new Bronco is going to be the 10-speed, but on the 4Runner we still get the ancient, antique 5-speed. Yep, 5-speed, but again, it's an indestructible box. I don't think I've ever seen anyone have to replace one, even when you get to the 3,000 mile mark. So again, a good feature, even if it is old. No push button start here, an old-fashioned key. Although the TRD model I had last year did come with a push button for 50 grand. I think you should get that, yeah. But anything less, you turn with the key. Not a problem for me. And they haven't done much with the cabin over the years. Still pretty much the same thing, but I'm not complaining about that because the controls are very, very simple. If we take a closer look. In fact, I wish all vehicles had simple climate controls like this. A very large knob for the fan speed, a knob on the right for the temperature, and one on the middle to operate it. That's it. Very simple. Even a monkey could do this. A large knob down here for two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or four-wheel drive low. These are easy to use with gloves, by the way, very important in the wintertime. I think this drive selector might be something new. All the other previous 4Runners I had a giant lever stick you had to use to choose the driving modes. Not on this one, it seems. The gauge cluster is well designed, gives lots of useful information, but at certain times of the day we do get some glare, which seems to be an issue on many Toyota Lexus products, but it's not a deal killer. Doesn't happen enough to worry about. I do have one major gripe with this vehicle. It's not just Toyota I'm complaining about, it's SUVs in general. And that's the fact that these manufacturers keep putting carpeting on the floor of these cargo bays, and that's stupid. Everything slides around. Every time I hit a corner, it bangs on the left, another corner bangs on the right. There should be a hard plastic with some ripples on it or something. In fact, Toyota even knew that, because with the 42 grand, you get this custom Toyota ice chest. I think it's an ice chest. That's what I'm using it for. You see how they got strapped down so it doesn't slide around and bang on everything? We don't need carpeting, guys. Also, we have the sliding cargo door to give you more room for your stuff when you're parked. There are aftermarket companies that make solid rubber for their floor, and it'd be a good idea to get one. And I almost forgot, I was too busy talking about the cargo carpeting. I forgot to take the headlights out in the dark and see what they do, as we do in all our videos. I think it's one of the reasons you're watching. So let's do that right now. It's dark enough, let's take these lights out and see what they do. Here the low beams are about 100 feet away, very bright, good height. Well, this is a high vehicle, I would hope so. Go to high beam. Looks pretty bright to me. Here we have the high beams, only building 300 feet away. Low beams, reaches out just fine. Overall, I'd say the headlights are certainly excellent, no complaints. Alright, the first half of the video, show and tell, is over. Second half, we're going to do some driving. And as you can see, we have lots of ground clearance to take this off-road. We'll be doing some of that too. By the way, we put 107 miles on this in mixed commuting, half city, half expressway, 14.6 mpg. And this roof rack causes a lot of drag on the freeway, which doesn't help fuel economy either. And that brings up a point for you. If you have one of these, it works great when you're loading gear. Very nice, but if you're not hauling gear, you need to take this off. Absolutely, positively, and I'll show you why coming up in the video. One thing I like about 4Runner is they have excellent suspension design, very smooth, comfortable ride. So let's see what happens on speed bumps. Bump number 1, very, very smooth, didn't feel a thing. Number 2. This is at 20 miles per hour, and I do get a bit of jumping on the rear end because of the short wheelbase. Bumping my toolkit around, but no big deal. Here's a big nasty one. Just some thumbing with the tool chest in the back, otherwise extremely smooth. If you watch my videos, I never take this speed bump. It's a real doozy. Maybe once or twice a year on a real nice vehicle that can take it. Otherwise, it knocks the fillings out of your teeth. Well, let's give it a go. I think we can do it. Very, very smooth. Bounce the toolbox around a little bit. I didn't feel anything. A great suspension. Very impressed. No complaints with the power steering. No, it's not the most precise you'll ever get, but this is basically a truck. Has a decent feel. You'll be satisfied. I'm going to take this 4Runner out and do a fuel economy test. I've driven lots of these before, so I already know it's going to be around 17 mpg on a good day. Might be less with this roof rack on top of the vehicle. Pushes a lot of air, but we'll find out soon enough. At highway speeds, I see 2 issues at the moment. Number 1, there's a lot of wind noise coming from the rear door. In fact, I thought maybe the door was open. Very noisy back there. Number 2, the stability isn't too hot. With the wind we have outside, this vehicle is shaking all over the place. But it's not the vehicle, it's the roof rack causing all the turbulence. So you might say, why didn't you take it off? And I would have, except it's locked and someone lost the key. So I'm pretty much stuck with it. Oh well. Well, I guess we're having a good day. 17.8 mpg, averaging 72 miles per hour. Didn't think we'd do that good with the luggage carrier on the roof, but we did. Very good company. Lexus SUV on the left and a 4Runner on the right. Older models, probably got 500,000 miles on them and running like a clock. That's all Toyotas and Lexus do. Here's one disadvantage with the 4Runner. This 6-cylinder engine, antique engine, pulling this weight. Passing a big rig on a steep grade like this in a big hurry just isn't going to happen. It's hard to get used to this because I just got rid of a Ram TRX Hellcat truck. I could have passed him in about 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. It was a nice truck, although 7 miles to the gallon. Kind of ate my wallet up. We have a video on that truck. Make sure you watch it. It's time to take this 4Runner off the pavement and into the dirt, which is what it was designed to do. And I'm very, very impressed with these suspensions on 4Runners. They really absorb all the impacts. Ordinarily on a road like this, I'd be doing around 15 to 20 miles per hour max on a conventional 4x4, but here I'm doing 40 to 45 miles per hour and have no issues at all. Even on that nasty spot I just passed. This is a nice rig. Now we're getting into the rough stuff. This thing's got pretty good tires and ground clearance. I haven't had to put it in 4x4 yet. Maybe I won't have to, but if I do, I always have 4x4 low if I get stuck, right? This is why you need a good, reliable off-roader like Toyota. If you drive another brand and break down in the middle of nowhere, you might end up like our friend here. Steak, anybody? This is a very nice vehicle for four-wheeling. Usually I need 4x4 to get up this nasty rut, but let's see what happens in 2x4 on this. Come on, baby. That's the way to do it. For my nature lovers, here's a nice view for you. Got a long ways to go. I think we'll make it. So what's my take on this Toyota 4Runner after a week of driving? As an off-road vehicle, I have no complaints whatsoever. Well, of course, if you take that roof rack off on the freeway. If you're going off-roading like we are right now, yeah, it's great for loading up your gear. Easy to remove and put back on if you have the key, which I don't. But for driving on the pavement, I'd be a lot happier if Toyota would update this with a more powerful economical engine and modern transmission like they did in the Tacoma. I think the Tacoma engine transmission will fit in here. If it does, they should. But apparently they won't. But that's okay, I think I'd buy one anyway. Here's some video links to other 4x4s we've tested. Just click and watch. And subscribe, I need the gas money.